Seon looks outside and realizes the speed isn't enough for wind to cause such shaking. Alarms blare. The left wing is damaged. The captain announces, "We've been attacked by blockers. Help us." Seon is shocked. "Blockers again?" Lily cries. "Are the captains down? Will we crash?" She explains, "Blockers don't just attack from outside. They can control mines and damage aircraft. Only someone with a strong mind can resist them." The chapter begins with the aircraft still under attack from the blockers. Because of the situation, Seon has to take control. Captain G tells him, "Quickly, child. I can't handle this anymore." Seon sits down, puts on the VCR helmet, and connects his thoughts to the aircraft's terminal. Immediately, he stabilizes the plane. The alarms stop, and the aircraft returns to its proper track. The students cheer. "We're saved." Lily and Bella look at Seon in shock, amazed that he is controlling the aircraft so well. Captain G apologizes. "I can't handle it anymore." He then collapses, unconscious. The blockers had attacked him too. Seon shouts for him to wake up, but there is no response. With the captain down, alarms start again. The right wing's engine is losing control. Seon realizes no other student can replace the captain quickly. He decides, "I must switch the aircraft to single-person driving mode." The system warns him, "Do you really want to switch?" Seon confirms, "Yes." Controlling the aircraft alone drains his energy. Blood comes from his mouth as he struggles. The plane begins to fall rapidly, almost crashing into the ground. But at the last moment, Seon regains control and pulls it back into flying mode. The students are terrified. Lily feels dizzy from the sudden movements and tries not to vomit. Seon sighs. "Fortunately, we survived." But the blockers continue attacking his mind. He thinks, "We're only 20 minutes from Base 2. I must hold on." Base 2 sends a message. "Pilot, report the engine ID." Seon replies, "I'm not the captain. My name is Seon." He gives the ID and explains, "Blockers attacked. Both systems are overloaded. At Base 2, officers report, emergency on Line 1. Aircraft 388 from Base 14 is being flown by a single person. Not Captain John or Captain G, but a Central Academy student named Seon." The colonel asks, "Have blockers attacked?" "Yes, Colonel. Seon is operating both systems alone." The colonel doubts. How can a student handle double systems without technical support? They check his brain's terminal access speed, 300 gigabytes. The colonel is shocked. He connects directly to Seon. "Hello, I'm Colonel Sheng Bin, commander of Base 2. Seon, exhausted, says, "I can't handle this much longer. Please help." The colonel replies coldly, "I'm sorry. I can't provide technical support now." Seon gets angry. "Are you joking? Blockers are attacking my subconscious. If you don't help, they'll control me. There are 2 captains and 12 students here. Without support, we'll all die." The colonel says, "Stay calm. If we help, the blockers will discover us. You must reach the base alone. I'm cutting contact so the information stays in your mind. We can use it to track the Didal organization." The narrator explains, "Blockers hack aircraft and attack the pilot's mind. Only strong-minded people can resist. Normal people get trapped in their subconscious, like Captain John and Captain G. Seon is still resisting but weakening. He asks, "What if I fail?" The colonel replies coldly, "Then you'll crash." Seon shouts, "Is it because we're just students? Our lives don't matter?" The colonel answers, "I don't care about others, but your brain speed makes you an important resource." Seon thinks bitterly, "Resource? I'm a living person." The colonel explains, "The terminal process is whatever you think. Use your thoughts to destroy the blockers." Seon protests, "Nonsense. That's just theory." But then he realizes, maybe I really can destroy them. He changes his thinking, creating a new framework. Warnings appear. Driver is in critical condition. Collapse imminent. Still, Seon pushes himself, trying to reach the base. Finally, the aircraft approaches Base 2. The colonel orders, "Open the doors." The tech team hesitates, then blocks all wireless signals. The aircraft stumbles inside the base. It's not a smooth landing, but they avoid a crash. Inside, it's completely dark. Students panic. "What's happening? Did we crash?" They gather near the cabin, calling for Seon. Lily worries. "Seon, are you here?" No reply. The doors open. A team enters. They rush to the cabin and find Seon unconscious. They say, "Quickly, link his brain. Collect the data to track the blockers." Lily runs forward. "What are you doing to him? What happened?" The commander turns to her. It's Colonel Sheng. He says, I'm the commander of this base. Welcome. You all worked hard. Dinner has been prepared for you. The students are told to relax, but Lily is still worried about Sayan. The chapter begins with Sayan and his friend Kathy talking. Kathy scolds him angrily. You're not taking the test seriously. If you did, you could easily get an A rank. Instead, you just want to leave the academy. How can you think of abandoning Shar? The outside world is dangerous. Zombies could tear you apart instantly. Sayan looks up at the sky and replies calmly, Kathy, do you know what's above us? I just want to see the real sky. Haven't you ever wondered what the air outside smells like? Or how the cold wind would feel on your face? Before Kathy can answer, an announcement calls certain students to gather in room 145. Sayan's name is included. Sayan says, Sorry, I have to go. Kathy stops him. Did you notice? None of the names called are Class A students. Sayan smiles. That means I might miss next month's assignment. Kathy realizes the situation and storms off angrily. They're using Class B students as bait. I'll go to General Avel right now. Sayan quickly grabs his hand. Please don't go. I promise, after this mission I'll pass the test and work with you in the lab. Just once. Let me go outside. Kathy pauses, then says, Fine, but you must return safely. Sayan smiles. I will. Kathy adds, No matter where you go or what you become, I'll find you. This was a memory from before Sayan left. In the present, Sayan lies unconscious. At Base 2, officers report. We've transferred all the data. Thanks to Sayan, we now know why Daitel keeps attacking aircraft. Colonel Sheng listens, realizing Sayan played a critical role by preserving blocker information in his mind. Later, Colonel Burton arrives at the base. He sits making paper crafts, with Mark and Jan watching. Colonel Sheng joins them, asking for Burton's help. Burton looks at him seriously. Why do you need help? Sheng explains. You've heard of the student who operated double engines alone while blockers attacked his mind. He brought the aircraft back, but now he's trapped. Not by blockers, but by his own subconscious. Mark laughs. What kind of fool traps himself in his own mind? Sheng replies, I told him to preserve the information. He succeeded, but now he's stuck. Burton realizes it's Sayan. He stands and asks, What do you want me to do? Sheng says, Enter his subconscious and tell him everything is fine. Bring him back. Burton's expression darkens. I don't want to enter anyone's subconscious again. It's a dangerous place full of evil thoughts. Sheng insists, If you don't, who will? As Sheng prepares to connect himself, Burton stops him. I'll go. They check Sayan's brain speed, 300 billion terabytes. Burton nods. Faster than you. Burton connects to Sayan's subconscious. At first it's dark, then suddenly bright light appears. He feels like he's sinking into a deep ocean. He reaches a beautiful mansion surrounded by green grass. Burton sits down, surprised. Are you sure this is his subconscious? It's so peaceful. Sheng warns. Be careful. The calmer a subconscious looks, the more traps it hides. The chapter begins with Sayan suddenly seeing Colonel Burton inside his subconscious. At first he is shocked, but slowly calms down. As his emotions stabilize, the atmosphere of his subconscious also changes. The water disappears and green grass appears again. Sayan rushes forward and hugs Burton tightly, knocking them both off balance so they fall together. Burton holds him close. After a moment, Sayan steadies himself and asks, Where am I? Their faces are very close, and they gaze into each other's eyes. Sayan almost leans in to kiss Burton, but quickly turns his face away. Burton explains, We are inside your subconscious. Sayan asks about the blockers. Burton gently holds him and explains, When you entered Base 14, Sheng Bin blocked the wireless connection. That's why the blockers couldn't attack your brain. Right now, your brain isn't letting any outside information in. You and your team are safe inside Base 14. Burton helps Sayan stand. Sayan asks, So do we both leave here? Burton replies, No, only you must leave. Sayan admits, I don't know how. Burton sighs, You're very clumsy, rookie. But I'll guide you. You must trust me completely. He takes Sayan's hand and says, If you don't trust me, your brain will reject me. Sayan nods. I understand. Burton pulls him close. Let's go. Together they rise between two dimensions. Above them is the ocean. Below them the grassy ground. Sayan hesitates, nervous. Burton reassures him. This is your own consciousness. Don't be afraid. He then pushes Sayan into the ocean. Seon sinks, watching Burton's calm expression. He thinks, this man never changes. His calmness makes him stronger than others. Soon, Seon emerges from the ocean with Burton beside him. They see a green area, his subconscious core. Burton says, if you reach here, you can wake up. Seon thanks him. Burton replies, next time, take better care of yourself. Then Burton suddenly pulls Seon close and kisses him. This confirms that the visions Seon had before weren't illusions. Burton truly wanted this. Burton whispers, I'm addicted to you. Seon blushes, unsure if he believes it. Before he can respond, Burton disappears.